The decision of U.S. President Donald Trump to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel has generated a series of reactions in Palestine and around the world. Here are the latest developments, both on the diplomatic and street front, as of Wednesday, December 20th. Latest developments. UN General Assembly Emergency Meeting. Danon, Israel's ambassador to the United Nations, told the UN General Assembly, "This resolution only encourages more violence and instability. We know that Jerusalem is sacred to billions around the world. Israel respects all religions and encourages everyone to visit and pray in the holy city. I have no doubt that today's resolution will also end up in the trash bin of history. I have no doubt that the day will come when the entire international community will finally come to recognize Jerusalem as the eternal capital of the State of Israel." U.S. Ambassador to the UN Nikki Haley said, "The United States is by far the single largest contributor to the United Nations and its agencies. We do this in part in order to advance our values and our interests. We have an obligation to demand more for our investment." The arguments about the president's decision to move the American embassy to Jerusalem have already been made. They are by now well known. The decision does not prejudge final status issues, including Jerusalem's boundaries. The United States will remember this day in which it was singled out for attack in the General Assembly for the very act of exercising our right as a sovereign nation. Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu said at the emergency UN General Assembly meeting on Jerusalem, "For so many times we have came here to say the Palestinians have the right to live like the rest of us. They have the right to be free and secure. They have the right to prosperous. And they have the right to enjoy what is their own. Yet our words couldn't make a change. The illegal occupation continues. And Palestinians cannot enjoy their basic rights. Turkey will never let Al-Quds down. The Palestinian people will never be left alone." Palestinian Authority Foreign Minister Riyad al-Malki told the emergency UN General Assembly session on the U.S. Jerusalem move, "We cannot help but ask, what does this decision serve? It serves the Israeli government on implementing its colonial plans. It serves the powers of extremism and terrorism in the region and the world. Who could imagine there would be any credibility to a peace plan where Jerusalem is excluded? Is there any voice that supports peace?" Turkey, Palestine lash out at U.S. threats. President Erdogan told the United States on Thursday it could not buy Turkey's support. "I hope and expect the U.S. won't get the result it expects from their UN. The U.S. leadership is committing another mistake when they have distributed this famous letter trying to threaten countries." Palestinian Foreign Minister Riyad al-Maliki said. Trump threatens to cut aid. President Trump has threatened to cut aid to countries that vote in favor of a draft UN resolution condemning the U.S. decision to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Day of rage in the West Bank. Despite U.S. Vice President Mike Pence delaying his visit to Israel, Palestinians have called for day of rage protests at sites where there is Israeli military presence. A central rally is planned on Wednesday at the Kalandia checkpoint, connecting Ramallah to Jerusalem. On Tuesday night, a Palestinian teenager was critically wounded east of Nablus as confrontations erupted with the Israeli army. At least 29 Palestinians were arrested in the occupied West Bank, including Fatah leaders in Jerusalem. Abbas in Riyadh. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas is meeting with King Salman and Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman on Wednesday to discuss the latest developments on Jerusalem. Abbas will then travel to France and meet Macron on Friday morning, mainly to urge an EU recognition of Palestinian statehood. Senior Palestinian officials have also been dispatched to Moscow and Beijing in an effort to find a new international sponsor for negotiations. UN investigation. Zdraud al-Hussein, the UN human rights chief, called on Tuesday for an independent and impartial investigation into the killing of Abu Uriah, a Palestinian double amputee shot by the Israeli army in Gaza while protesting against Trump's decision. As far as we can see, there is nothing whatsoever to suggest that Ibrahim Abu Uriah was posing an imminent threat of death or